My name is Michael Wood and I am a ceramist here in New Brunswick, and I think it's important for me to understand where my materials are coming from and the qualities that they're bringing. And I started that exploration through chemistry and using refined materials that have been mined and shipped from around the world. And through this project, I'm ready to look at the geology around me because it has its own unique characteristics and I want to see that. I think the thing that changed my perception of materials the most in this project was when I was looking at historical records from the Dykmans, who were early ceramists in New Brunswick. I think around like 1940s is when they started, but when I was looking through their records, they were ordering materials from all around the world, and it kind of surprised me because I figured at that time they would have been finding their own materials. There's a lot of journal articles. They were looking to find their own materials, but they didn't really know how. And now that time has advanced and so has our technologies, there's no reason why we can't be finding our own materials. So I find, honestly, like the best places to find rocks are often on outcroppings along the highway. So they'll cut into the hillside. It exposes a bunch of rock. It's a little less romantic than you would think, I think, like, because I feel like everyone just imagines, like, you know, being at a lake or like down by Fundy. Most of it happens on the side of the road. All right, let's go. I realized that glaze materials are basically rocks in a glaze chemistry class. They talked on geology and how we're mining all our materials, and I thought, why are we mining all these materials? Are they special? And as it turns out, not really. They're not really special. Some of them are in really pure forms, some of them aren't. And they're kind of like this idealized version of what we want. But yeah, they're not special. It's pretty fascinating that you can just crush this shit up and it'll turn into glass if you heat it up. To have a MSc in geology, then it'd be okay. Because then if I do a master's, I can variation. If that makes sense.
A few years ago, I had the pleasure of taking an advanced glaze chemistry class at the Craft College with Liz Demerson, who's also here, and that's kind of where the foundation of my friendship with Michael began. And it was really just important to start learning about some of the materials that we have around here.
It's interesting to see the rocks that he dug out, grounded into ingredients that are we going to use today, and how it looks like in a raw state and after it's been transformed by the fire, I guess, which is usually the main drive to every potter who experiments with glaze materials.
It was nice to see the variations in the glazes. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get a variety of colors in one glaze, so it was really nice to see a variety. And also just hearing the explanations and how in-depth Michael's knowledge has become about the materials is really exciting, and I feel that that information and this kind of published study will really advance New Brunswick artists with local materials so that we can kind of source things a little bit with a little bit more knowledge.
Artificial intelligence, so much is fake, and people really crave, they crave uniqueness and they crave truth. And we're all tired of a million colors on our printer. We want to see something that's real. So here's Michael making glaze out of rock. And I think that's just very important.
We might be reliant on minerals that are shipped from across the world, and right around us, there's the possibility to source and use available minerals.
And I can't wait to see the results from the kiln, and then when we see it, we can exchange our notes and knowledges and see what we got from it.
What blew me away first walking in here was seeing the variety of colors and textures, and it all came together just absolutely beautifully. Very cool project, and the artist's work really showcases that glaze so nicely. It's very cool.
One of the big things that I really love about Michael's work is he's going back to step one. He's really figuring out how things work, finding what he needs in the environment and locally as well.
New Brunswick is a tiny little province, but we can kind of hold our own when it comes to these other big provinces. And I think that it's really important for communities to see that you don't have to go far, you don't have to travel. You can make beautiful things and find inspiration everywhere right here at home. And to actually be able to engage like a collective of potters as well, that builds community.
So I really like to see all of the ceramic tiles from all of the different types of glazes that were made from all of these different kinds of rocks. I think there was 200 or something types of glazes, which is insane.
When I walked in, I was blown away by the creativity and the qualities of the glazes on finished works.
I'm so happy that the pieces turned out well. It's crazy to see all the work come together. The glazes worked exactly as I had anticipated, which is very unusual in ceramics. It's also just delightful to see all my friends and supporters and the people who have helped me get here, the community, come together and show how important this kind of project is. And I'm just really happy about that. I'll be curious to see if I leave pottery behind and just focus on glaze, or if I move more towards geology and melting rocks or learning about mineralogy. There's just so many areas that I'm excited about, and I can't wait to see what comes next. There's so many tests I want to do. There's so much I want to learn. Good.